What's going on? It's getting in here, going live. Uh, hey people, how y'all doing? Coming up in here. Appreciate y'all showing up. Let's get going, man. Talk to people about how they can wholesale real estate. I know a lot of y'all are getting it done. A lot of y'all are out there doing deals, man. Just want to show up to help some people out to see if we can help everybody kind of learn and grow together. This wholesale game, man, sometimes it can be challenging to find a deal, find your first deal or whatever. A lot of people just trying to figure out how to make money in real estate. Wholesaling is a pretty good way to figure that out. You kind of learn a lot of different sides of real estate and at the same time make money and then look forward to even long-term growth and investing in real estate. But just wanted to step in here, man, talk about some things you can do to start wholesaling real estate. Like I keep telling y'all over and over and over again, it's like the number one thing is make sure you're talking to people, man. That's the number one thing, is to make sure you're talking to people, telling them that you're involved in real estate and tell them that you work with a group of investors that purchase real estate cash as is. And by doing that, now you got some people thinking about you as the real estate person. You know what I'm saying? But you also need to establish that group of people that purchase property with cash. Like, how do I meet people who got cash purchase property? Go on the Facebook groups, start putting yourselves in the circles, the same circles that people who got cash that would purchase property is in. So just getting into those social media network groups, go to as many networking events as you can, whether it's virtual or whether it's in person or whatever. Those are all good ways. My bad. Those are all good ways to to get started. Um, and I know a lot of like places. I know in Georgia at least they like have county tax sales, and can like auctions, like they auction off properties at the courthouse steps. Usually, like the first Tuesday every month here in Georgia. I know almost every county does that. You can go to those auctions, and then you'll see all those people there that's bidding on the properties. Those are cash buyers, so you can meet cash buyers right there. So if you can go meet you some cash buyers at your courthouse, your local courthouse steps on Tuesday morning, figure out when the auction is, figure out, when they're having these things, just call up your county, be like, hey, when do y'all have auctions for properties that have went into foreclosure or whatever? And just keep digging and try to figure that out. Once you figure that out and figure out where it's at, show up to those places and just talk to the people, just get to know them. Let them know, hey, I find this kind of properties like this all the time. Would you be interested in any of this kind of properties? That I find. They'll give you their contact information, and now you work with a group of investors that purchase property cash as is. Now you can go out here and talk to some people who may have properties, right? So that's definitely a way that you can go about meeting cash buyers, and then now you work with them because you told them that I'm going to bring you this kind of properties. Now you telling the people who own properties, hey, look, I work with a group of investors and they're interested in buying property cash, right? And the way to find those sellers, you can ride around and drive for dollars, and see people when you see a busted up house, you may ask the neighbor, hey, what's going on with this property right here? You know what I'm saying? Or if you see a for rent sign, call the for rent sign and be like, hey, you ever consider selling your property? I work with a group of investors that's looking to purchase property cash in this area. Or you see a for sale by owner a sign, or if you see a rent to own sign, you know, any kind of sign about a property, call them up. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely what I would do. Another way to connect with find other cash buyers is to find other wholesalers that may be in your local market. So you see a bandit sign, call that bandit sign up. It's like, hey, look, I find this kind of properties all the time. You got, if I can't sell my properties to my buyers. I'd be interested in selling it to your buyers. And that's a good way to try to network with people and, talk to people and figure out kind of what they doing and, kind of piggyback off them. So that's definitely something that I will look into doing. Um, so I really want to know how you're vetting your buyers. My deals fall through. I really I research them just like anybody. I would research anybody else. I look at their social medias and all that stuff. I ask them a lot of questions. I talk to them a lot. And like, hey, what properties have you recently purchased? So I can go look it up. You know what I'm saying? I look up where they live. Do they live in uh $500,000 house, or where do they live? You know what I'm saying? So you start looking up these buyers and trying to figure out more about them, where they live, more about their social media, who are their friends, who are they hanging out with, stuff like that. And you can kind of be able to tell, oh, this is a wholesaler or this is an actual cash buyer and stuff like that. I need you to help me get started. Big cuz, man, I'm gonna be here for you. But yeah, I think that's the way to get started. So first thing I would do is go to my courthouse steps. Well, first thing I do is call my courthouse, figure out when the auctions are, tax liens auctions, like people who buy tax liens, they got money. You know what I'm saying? If they buying the position of that lien, that's thousands of dollars. They just, hey, take my $1,000 and I get a lien on that person's property. If somebody's willing to do that, then they probably got money to buy property cash. So I would go look for that. I would also go look to figure out when is the actual auction for like foreclosed properties in the county. Another good way that's the way I would find buyers. Figure out when it's tax lien sale, when it's the property auctions in my county or in my city or whatever. Show up to those, meet cash buyers, and then ride around, see for rent signs, see sell by owner signs, see rent to own signs, and call as many of them as you can. Another way is back to the courthouse, and you can look up people who recently filed a probate, right? That means somebody passed away and now, they're having to come and settle their affairs, right? And a lot of times these older people who may have passed away, or somebody who may have randomly passed away, may have owned property, right? And now the people who has to settle their affairs, they have to go to the courthouse, they have to fill out all this paperwork, and so that they can handle their affairs. Well, when they come and fill out that paperwork, most counties make them write their name and their phone number and their address to where they live. So now you can show up and you can request probate records, and you can see who's in charge of the probate. Use that person is known as the executor, and you can look right there and see their name, see their phone number, see where they live, and you can call them up and just be like, hey, this is Byron Scott. I work with a group of local investors, and we're interested in purchasing property here. You got any property you might be interested in selling? I'm just reaching out, right? You don't call them up and be like, hey, I saw somebody passed away. No, you just call them just like if you was just randomly calling people, right? Hey, I'm just reaching out to local people in the area, see if they might have property interested in selling. So you can go to your courthouse and get those records, or at least talk. Every place should have like a probate court. There's some kind of probate court. Figure out how you can get your hands on the probate records, right? If you can't do it in your particular county, maybe the next county over got a better setup, right? You sold the Xbox? No, dude. I didn't sell no Xbox. But anyways, maybe your next county over got better, a better setup. You may be able to do it better in that county. Another thing you can do with the county is go to the magistrate court. In the magistrate court, that's where people go to file evictions, right? You can go sit in that mug. People have to come. People be walking in that mug filing evictions while you sitting in there, right? But you can also ask the magistrate courts for eviction records. So they have like this person versus this person. You want to find the person versus person. You don't want to find the company versus person, because like I live in an apartment complex. If the apartment complex is trying to keep me out, you don't want to call the apartment complex and be like, hey, y'all got property you're interested in selling? No, you don't want to do that, right? You want to be calling a person about a person. Is usually that is a house that somebody is trying to get somebody else out of, right? So you see a person, because they'll always have it listed like, Scott versus Rawls, right? Those are the Scott versus Will. You know what I'm saying? So you want to have that person versus person, and most of the time you look at the records. A lot of times people have it on the computer nowadays. You click in there and you'll be able to see the phone numbers to these people, because when they come to evict people, they got to write their name, they got to write their phone number, right? So you see their phone number, bam, you take a picture of the screen, or you write down the person's name, phone number, address, call them up. Hey, just calling people, local people. See, I work with a group of investors, because you got your group of investors from going to the courthouse. I work with a group of investors interested in purchasing property in the area, just reaching out to see if you have property you might be interested in selling, right? So, bam, you can go find your buyers at the courthouse steps that's already trying to purchase property. You can go to your probate court and find the phone numbers right there for people who may have property that they probably motivated to get rid of in order to handle somebody's affairs that have passed away, or call people who probably evicting somebody out of their units or out of their house or whatever. Call them and see if they're interested in selling. None of that costs you money. You ain't spent the dime yet. You won't spend a dime to go down to the courthouse and hang out with some cash buyers. That's free. Go hang out with cash buyers. You say you want to get started, go hang with cash buyers. The thing is, most people will not wake up on a Tuesday and go hang out with cash buyers, right? Most people won't do it, right? Most people just sit there. I'm telling you something free that you're gonna do. No excuse. Now you can't have the excuse that I don't have money. You go and it's free. You go there, hang out with cash buyers, right? If nothing else, you're hanging out with people that got a lot of money, right? It's like, just hang out with cash buyers and figure out how can you bring them value, right? That's probably about bringing them properties, right? So, and then there's another free way to find the people that's interested in selling. Go to the courthouse, go to the probate courts. The records are right there. The records are free, and most places they're free, and they're mostly accessible. And like I said, if it's not that way in your county, go to the next county. They're probably letting you get them, right? If that don't work, go to the magistrate court and find the people who filed evictions. That's the easy one. The other thing you can do is call up the people, call up your building department and find the people who violating code, right? Usually somebody sitting there, leaving their property a mess, they're violating some code, they got that person name there. You can go hit Google or go skip trace them, use Skip Genie. You can skip trace one person, probably costs like 15 cents to skip a person or 50 cents to skip a person. That means find a phone number, right? So you can find a person's phone number for 50 cents. You figure out they got their water cut off. You go to your water department. Okay, can I get a list of people that got their water turned off? You know, get that list, see who getting their water turned off, skip trace those people. May cost you 50 cents to skip trace each person. You call them up, hey, just calling around local people. I work with a group of local investors trying to see if you may have property interest in selling, right? If you get your water shut off, that's probably the end of the road, or probably a property you want to go ahead and get rid of, and you ain't worried about nobody living there. And ain't too many people living in places with no water. And if they do, then they ain't trying to stay there. They ain't trying. So that's easy. Building department, find people who violate code. Your water place, find people who water getting shut off. Your daggum magistrate court, find people who evicting other people. That means they're probably landlords, and they probably if they got to evict the person, they've been to spend some money to fix it up. They've been to spend some money to try to get somebody in there. It's turnover. It's a headache, right? You finding people while they in pain. If your water shut off, you in pain. You got a violating code, building code. That's pain. You know, people getting evicted, pain, right? So you finding people that may need, some help, you know. So and you stepping in and you're providing service. Hey, I seen that you're having a problem. You ain't saying that, but you do see that they're having a problem, and you're able to step in and provide them with a cash offer that can help them, right? Good job, baby girl. What do you need? Okay, you gotta wait, okay? You go over there and watch a video and you wait, okay? All right. Good job, baby girl. Anyways, so those are all things you can do. Um, what what do your KPIs look like? I don't know, man. I mean, I got a little stuff, but I ain't no serious crazy KPI person. I should be, but I'm not. I'm getting there, man. Like I said, I'm just baby steps, man. Baby steps. So I have a question. How do I find comps if I'm in a rural area like where it's nothing? If you're in a rural area where it's nothing, get out of the rural area where it's nothing. Right? It's like go to somewhere where it's some people. It's like you need to be in a place where there are people and there's people that want to buy property. Like you need to look in a more desirable area. Like I'm from a country area, and in every country area, there's always this town that's nearby that people like go to for stuff. Like if you want to go to a restaurant, you go to that town. If you want to go to Home Depot or Lowe's, you go to that town. Go to the nearest town. They got a Home Depot, a Lowe's, or something. What a restaurant's at. Go to that place, and that's where you want to do your business, right? Because those are more desirable places. Those are going to be the places where people will be trying to look to purchase property cash. That's going to be the places where actual people want to buy houses and live, right? So, that's definitely where you want to go and try to do business, right? Um, so hey, cold calling every single day. Yeah, hey, cold calling every single day work, man. But like I said, I would advise you to try to find buyers, man. Find buyers. Go to those courthouse steps and mingle with some buyers. Go to those real estate investment groups on Facebook. Go look at I'm telling you right now, if you live, doesn't matter where you live in Birmingham, Alabama, go to Facebook and search Birmingham, Alabama real estate investors. Bam. See what pop up. There's gonna be a group, all kind of people in there. Look in there, mingle in there, click on people, look at their Facebook, see what they doing, see if they look like they really purchasing properties cash, see if they posting about rehabs. People that doing stuff always want to flex on Facebook, social media stuff. So you're gonna be able to tell if this person actually doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely what I would do. Everybody ought to do that right now. It's like you in the area, go search your area on Facebook, real estate investment groups, right? Fish your real estate investment group. If it ain't, if it ain't your town, search that town that I was talking about that got restaurants, got Lowe's, got Home Depot, got Target, right? Got Publix, or whatever place that's a good, they got Starbucks, you know, go search that place. Don't search a little country town, right? So grinding season, do you agree with that at this point in your career? I don't know, man. I mean, shoot, I'm just trying to keep everything rolling, stacking, building. Like I said, I'm just trying to build out my business at this point. Just trying to build everything out and make sure that it's running like a machine. That's kind of where I'm at. So I just asked because there's a house across from mine that was inherited by someone. I could easily get it for 10K and flip it for 35K. I hate to leave it and not try. It just depends on what it need done. What if it need 20K worth of work done to it? Now you 30K all in, and now you're drowning. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, if you know that you can wholesale it, then that's different. If you can put it on the contract for 10K and then turn around, and double close or sign that contract to somebody for 35K, was somebody buy it for 35K as it sits right now? If they're buying for 35K as it sits right now, yeah, sound like a deal, right? But if the end price is 35K once you fix it up, I don't know about that. You may need to get that mug for free. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Are you down to JV? Yeah, I'm down to JV, man. Yeah, hit me up on IG, REI next door. I'm down. So do you recommend door knocking if you can't get a number? I've door knocked like a mug, right? You have to be careful though, man. Then when you got COVID all out here, man, you gotta be careful. But I ain't knocking. I'm knocking like a mug, right? I'm knocking. Just put it like that. So we're in North Carolina. I have a buyer. That's what's up, man. Go ahead and hit each other up. So most of your deals off market. All of my deals off market. I've done like one deal on market, and that was by mistake, but I still did it. So there's such a thing as acting too fast from speaking to sellers and getting them to sign contracts. If your seller's anxious to sell, should match their energy or hold off and give it an hour or so. I mean, if you know what you're doing, if you got a buyer, that's my biggest thing. Hey, baby girl, get back up there and watch a video. Put that stuff down. There you go. Get back up there and watch your video. What's up? Bring it here. If you got a buyer, man, I would go ahead. You said it's dead, baby girl. All right, hold on 1 second, Daddy. Help. Okay. There you go. All right. So if you know you got a buyer, then I would go ahead and lock them up. But I don't try to put people in a contract if I don't know that I got a buyer for their property. I don't like to put people in a contract unless I know I got a buyer. I know they'll purchase the property at the price that we're talking about. So I like to make sure I do that, man. I don't like to put people in the contract and can't follow through with what I'm talking about. So I'm trying to wholesale that property. 35K would be a steal. I don't know how to figure out the ARV without comps, but I know what it looked like before. That's why I say you gotta know buyers, man. Cause like, dude, if you knew buyers in your area, then it wouldn't be no question. You ain't gotta worry about no comps because it's like I know this guy over here that purchased properties. I just pick up my phone and call him. Hey, this property over here, this property in this area is this many bedrooms, this many bathrooms, this many square foot. Would you be interested in it at this price? Yes, I would be. Bam. Let's put the joker on the contract at 10,000. Let's get him over to look at it. If he like it, 35K. If you want to come down 5K, 30K. So that's why I said you gotta know buyers, man. That's the value of knowing buyers. So when you do run across something, bam, get it to them. You know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta know people with money. You gotta know buyers, man. What kind of marketing have you seen work the best? Cold calling, texting, talking to people, just talking to people. At this point, like people come to me, just because I talk to people, what I'm saying? I'm telling people what I'm doing, and people come to me, hey, I heard you doing this, hey, I got property over here, that I might be interested in selling. You think you can help me out? You know what I'm saying? It's like just talking to people, man, just letting people know what you're doing, what you're getting into, and people gonna start, oh yeah, I heard such getting into that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you got a property interest? Oh, I know a guy. I know one of my buddies that he worked with a group of investors. People just come to me all the time. They know somebody who want to sell. You know what I'm saying? easy way to make money just talking to people, man. So how do you deal with fire damage homes? I've never dealt with one. Hit me up, man. Uh, how are you going about finding your buyers? Like I say, I'm talking to people, man. Facebook groups is the way that I found a lot of buyers. Courthouse steps, found buyers. Skip tracing buyers off prop screen and texting them and calling them. That's how I found buyers. Talking to a lot of agents. That's how I found buyers. So how are you going about? Oh yeah, okay. Look and see what cash sales happen near you and contact that person. Yep, that's another good one, Will, man. So just looking and seeing property, even if you ain't got prop screen, you can look on Zillow and look at a house and just be like, that house wasn't fixed up, and somebody bought it for cheap. Like it wasn't fixed up, somebody bought it for cheap. Okay, look at the public records, figure out who owns that house, right? And then bam, you can skip trace them, skip Genie, call them up, right? Or you see where they live, go knock on their door. That person live in this nice neighborhood over here. They just bought this cheap property over here. Must be a rental, must be a flip. Let me go knock on their nice house door, knock on their door. Hey, I saw you purchase property cash in the area. I find this kind of properties. Would you be interested in me bringing you any properties that I might, run by this discounted? You know, you got to do what you got to do, man. So what's up, man? Do you know if prop screens still got the cash buyers data? Yes, they do. So got the best way to find owners for properties I find while driving for dollars. What's the best way to find owners of properties? Dang, what's that one? There's a lot of driving for dollars apps. I can't think of one. Deal Machine. Deal Machine got an app where you can take a picture of the property. Bam, you take a picture of the property, and then it'll skip trace it for you right there on the spot. You use Deal Machine, skip trace the property right there on the spot, and they'll give you the phone number. You can call the person while you're sitting right in front of their house, right? Deal Machine, that's a real good one for driving for dollars. So I talked to agents. They never want to give their buyers up. No, nobody does. But you working through the agent, you let them know that, hey, I find this kind of properties all the time. That if you got buyers that's interested, I love to send you the properties that I find, right? So you send them the property, they show them to the buyers. The buyers work through the agent. As long as you getting your money out of it, doesn't matter, right? So what's up, Cass? What's up, man? So how long did it take you to get your first deal? What were the struggles? So it took me about 5 weeks to get my first deal. What was the struggles? Uh, my struggle was that I needed to spend money. It's like, dude, it's like I was doing a lot of stuff the freeway, and you can find deals the freeway because I have. But the reason I was able to do it in 5 weeks is because I spent money. And I'm not talking about big money. I'm talking the money I made driving and delivering pizzas at Papa John's. I went and delivered pizzas at Papa John's, used that money to get prop screen, used that money to text people on batch leads, and I used that money to skip trace people on Skip Vault. So I used money for delivering pizzas at Papa John's, right, which is not a ton of money, but I used the money and I just zoned in on what I want to do. I figured out, okay, I'm going to start out at first I started out calling a bunch of people, and I ran into some deals. Like just driving around, looking at properties, searching people up on public records, searching the numbers up on Google, and calling people. I was running into deals, and I didn't even know it because I didn't know no buyers. Right? But when I decided that, hey, look, man, I'm finna I kept driving around too, but I'm gonna start texting people in this one area. I zoomed in. I like, this is exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna I'm gonna text people, and I'm gonna text people in this specific area, right? And when I start doing that, that's when I start really getting some leads. And then I was still driving around trying to just meet people, right? And I drove my way into a buyer. Right? I drove my way into a buyer because I went to this property which had no shot. I just stopped there. It was all messed up. And somebody was out there cutting grass. And I was like, drove up. Hey man, are they interested in selling this property? The guy was like, I don't think so. I think he's fixing it up or whatever. But he told me to come and clean it out. So I was like, hey, uh I just talking to the guy who cut grass, just talking to him, talking to him, talking to him. He was like, oh, I know a guy who purchased a bunch of properties around here. I'm like, who is that? Told me the guy name, gave me his contact, went and hit him up. Bam, the guy purchased property in the area. And while I was texting people, I ran into a property. I was like, hey, I got a property. Let's see if you're interested in this. Yeah, I'd be interested in that. How much? Told them the amount, went out to see the property. Bam, the rest of it's history, man. That was my first deal. So I actually drove my way into the buyer, text my way to the seller, right? So you just gotta do what you gotta do, man. You gotta be active. That's one of the biggest things. You read Grant Cardone 10x rule. The difference between me and you is my activity level is way higher than yours, right? It's like the difference between the people who do, and the difference between me and the bigger dogs is that the bigger dog's activity level is way higher than mine, right? So you just got to increase that activity level, man. You got to increase that energy that you're throwing out there. You got to increase the energy, increase the energy, increase the energy, and put out a lot of that energy, man. And just like I said, talk to people a lot, put out a lot of energy, try. Just do, man. It's all about 10x in your activity level. So let me answer the question. It took me 3 years. Hey, if it took you 3 years, it was all worth it. If it took me 3 years to start from where I got now, it'll all be worth it. If it took me 3 years, it doesn't even matter. It took me 8 years. Look, I've been researching real estate for 8 years before I even started wholesaling. I was looking into real estate for 8 years, never took action. Finally took action and bought a rental property. And then I was like, dang, how do I keep making money in real estate? I was like, well, I guess I'll start wholesaling, right? It took me 8 years to start doing that. 8 years to start doing that, right? But I ended up doing it, and it was all worth it. It was all worth it, man. So everybody got their own journey, man. At the end of the day, as long as you take action, man, and it'll all be worth it. Look, man, we got 15 people in here. We got 6 likes. That's pretty good, man. But if you up in here, go ahead and like this video, man. Go ahead and like the video, share with the people that all that other good stuff. So took me 3 months to get my first one, and then 1.5 years to get my next one. Yeah, dude, it work out like that sometimes, man. It's like you just never know, man. You just like I said, I guarantee you, during that 1.5 years, your activity level is not nearly as high as when you're constantly getting deals, right? When you're constantly getting deals, your activity level is higher. It's like the more you talk to people the more you talk to people who own property, the more likely you're gonna run into somebody who's interested in selling, right? The more you talk to people who purchase property, the more likely you're going to run into somebody that's going to purchase a property from you, right? That's just the way it is, man. You got to increase your activity level. You got to get around more people who selling and more people who buying. Increase your activity level, man. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. What did you say about finding 1 to 2 owners driving for dollars? 1 or 2 owners for driving for dollars. Maybe you're talking about buyers. Yeah, I found some buyers when I was driving for dollars. Like I was driving for dollars, stopped at this house that was broke down, and talked to the guy who was cutting grass, and end up finding somebody. I talked to the seller actually, He was interested in selling, but he wanted too much. But I ended up talking to the grass guy. I got the seller number, talked to him, but I also he knew a guy that was buying in the area. And I called him, and I was texting people at the same time. So I ended up having somebody who might be interested in selling. That's the thing about calling people and texting people and stuff like that, mailing people and ringless voicemailing people. The more people you reach out to, the more likely you're gonna run into the person that's interested in selling. You just got to reach out to enough people, man. If you ain't finding deals, you ain't reaching out to enough people. You got to keep reaching out to people. So my first deal made me 40K. Goodness gracious. Yeah, dude, 40K. That's a lot of bread right there, man. That's a lot of money. So yeah, congratulations on that, Rob. Uh, so do you use a different number than your personal phone to make calls? I usually use a Google Voice number. Now we have Call Rail, which is really good. It's like gives you a lot of different company numbers. It's really good. Um, so what, Rob? That's what's up. What state you in? Dude, North Carolina is hot. I've been talking about North Carolina on this thing for months, dude. North Carolina is hot. I'm telling you right now. It's like, dude, there's deals galore in North Carolina, man. North Carolina is a spot. I'm telling you right now. As a state, I don't know if you can find another state that's better than North Carolina, especially for beginners, because it's like, who the heck really talking about North Carolina? Who the heck really talking about North Carolina? Nobody really talking about North Carolina, but there's so much growth. There's so many places like Charlotte, Raleigh, Durham. There's like there's so many places in North Carolina, places you don't even hear about if you ain't in North Carolina. It's crazy, man. But it's super saturated. Nah, not as saturated as these other places. I'm telling you right now, I know plenty of people that do business in North Carolina, and it's not as saturated as these other places. Not as saturated as Florida, not as saturated as Texas, not as saturated as California, not as saturated as Virginia. It's not as saturated as a lot of places. Not as saturated as the DMV area. It's not as saturated as Atlanta. It's like, dude, is not that saturated. Raleigh, North Carolina is not that saturated, man. I'm telling you. High Point, North Carolina is not that saturated. It's like Winston-Salem, North Carolina is not that saturated. I'm telling you. It's like, dude, you go and try to fish in some of them other places, you go to Miami, Florida, you'll feel some saturation. You go to Tampa, Jacksonville, you'll feel some saturation because it's crazy over there, man. So that's why I want to move to as well. Dude, North Carolina is wild with deals. Driving for dollars is what got me my first. Found it within 30 minutes of driving. God, dog. After driving 2 hours to get there. That's crazy, man. So all channels, of course, you would recommend a newbie like myself to take. I got the gist of what wholesaling is, but learning from YouTube and Google is rough. I'm scattered all over the place. Yeah, that's one thing, man. Just zoom in. It's like find you one person, find you one tactic that they use, and go from there. It's like okay, I'm gonna follow Max Maxwell, and I want a cold call, right? I find Max Maxwell, everything that he do, and I cold call just like he cold call, right? I use system that he talk about, everything. That's what I did, man. It's like I found one person, Flip Man. I was like, I'm following this guy, and I ain't following nobody else but this guy. I'm following Flip Man all day long. That's all I'm doing. I'm watching every one of his videos. I'm watching all of his videos, right? So I watch all his videos and I'm like, shoot, I want to text because I'm driving around and, delivering pieces all day. I'm send my text messages out, go drive around, deliver pieces. I'm able to text people right there, from my phone. Dude, I was sitting there with the computer in my lap in the car delivering pieces. Had my computer in my lap, texting people back. I got the pieces in the back. Before I drive off, I'm texting people back and got the pieces. got my thing, got my Papa John's hat on, text people back. Right, dude. Trying to get deals, man. Trying to get deals. I was actually supposed to be delivering a pizza, and like somebody called, wanted me to go see their property. I went to go see the property with the pizza top on the top of the car. I stopped before I got there, took the pizza top off, put the pizza top in the car, took my shirt off, took my hat off, had another shirt up under there, went to go view the property, took some pictures, bam, 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 got back in my car, drove around the corner, put my pizza top back on the top, put my Papa John's shirt back on, put my Papa John's hat back on, went to deliver the pizza. It's like, dude, crazy stuff, man. It's like, dude, you got to get out there and do it, man. It's like, dude, you got to get out there and just do it. That's it. There's nothing left. There's nothing left to do. It's just doing, man. That's it. The activity level. You just got to be out there just. It's like, dude, the activity level, man. Everybody talk about it, man. I'm telling you, everybody talk. Oh, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do this. They ain't gonna do nothing. It was like, dude, they ain't gonna do nothing. Most people just out there just talking, man. They ain't gonna do nothing. It's like, if you go out there and do something, you're gonna be most of the people, because most people ain't gonna do crap. That's just the way it is. So let me answer some of your questions, man. Sorry, I had to go off for a little bit on right there. So how do you wholesale with a real estate agent who got signed up front? I don't know what you mean by that. They got signed in the yard? I don't know what you mean by that. So grinding out of Detroit, helping the community. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. The reason my buyer usually does all that for me. He spoiled me. Oh, okay. Pizza must have gotten their code. No, dude, those like those things that they put the pieces in, it really keep the pieces real warm, man. I'm telling you, like pieces stay warm for a long time. Because I remember like we were working at Papa John's, like, and this is summertime in Georgia, so it's like ain't no pizza getting cold in your car. It's like my air wasn't that good. I don't even know if my air was working, to be honest with you. But anyways, man. But matter of fact, there wasn't no air up in that mug. But you roll that window down, man. It's like, dude, y'all, hey, boy, man, y'all don't even know. But anyway, so you put it inside of that bag. That bag, keep that piece of warm, man. Keep that piece hot. But anyways, buyers have a couple of attorneys. Oh, somebody that's for attorney's office in North Carolina. SL Cox. SL Cox is a good one. Use SL Cox. They work with a lot of different people. They're really good. They small, but sometimes small is good. That means a lot of times smaller people value you more because they need the business. You know what I'm saying? And you can talk to them more. You just mean a little bit more to them. So SL Cox in Gardner, North Carolina is who I use. So I built my business based on your channel, just watching your videos. Now the ballers really rolling for me. Ooh, appreciate that, man. Hey, man, it's all out there, man. All you got to do is go get it, man. If you can start some off my channel, man, I'm telling you right now. And a lot of people be posting, man, and it look good. Like a lot of stuff look good. Like I don't even not to take anything away from any of the people who post stuff. Like all the gurus you see, like King Kong or Max Maxwell. Like they post a bunch of stuff, man. And some of that stuff it just looks good, and not really stuff that you can get out there and go do. But I mean, they just doing what what I'm saying. They just making good content because like they need to make good content. You know what I'm saying? But it's like sometimes, man, you just gotta find that person that you grew with. And they got good content. Like Max Maxwell like, took a lot of stuff from him. King Kong took a lot of stuff from him. Like all those dudes, man, took a lot of stuff from all of them. But it's like at the end of the day, you got to find somebody you can groove with, and then just really focus in on what you want to do and take action. That's it. So it may seem like I've done hundreds of deals. I've only done like 3. I've been doing this for like 4 months now. I can't find any more leads right now. That's what's up, man. Hey, it be like that sometimes, man. I'm telling you, it feels like that. But then next thing you know, man, you're gonna run into so many deals, Rob. I'm telling you right now, man. It's like you feel that way, you just gotta keep pushing. Hey, Rob, uh, do yourself a favor and go read the 10x rule. Do yourself a favor and go read the 10x rule. If you're not a reader of the actual book, go get the audio book, read the 10x rule. It will change your life. I'm telling you right now. When I got my first two deals, I made $36,000 total. Right. When I got that $36,000, I was like, dude, I've never had this much money in my life. Like, I've never had this much money in my life. It's like, okay, how do I 10x this? Right? How do I 10x this? I just said, oh, it's 10x rule. Okay, how do I 10x this? Listen to the daggone book. What did the book tell me to do? Increase my freaking activity level. Turn it up. It's like, turn up that activity level, man. It doesn't matter, man. You ain't getting leads. Turn it up and see what happens. Turn up your activity level and see what happens. You know. So yep. Uh, so when wholesaling real estate and it comes to house inspection, how can I go about doing that? Do I need to hire an inspector specialist? You can hire somebody to go do an inspection, but you ain't got to do that, man. If you send a buyer over there, they're gonna figure out if they want property or not. Put the property under contract, send the buyer over there, let the buyer know, hey, I got this property under contract. Go over there and check it out, see if you want to look at, see if you like it, or go over there with the buyer. That way you can make sure that the buyer and the seller don't talk to each other. Max Maxwell make over 100K a month. It's all possible. Rob, I know. Like, dude, I know, man. Dude, I used to think, oh man, Max Maxwell make 100K a month. But then next thing you know, it was like, shoot, I'm making 100K a month. Like the first time I made like 90K. No, first time I made 66K. And then I made 90K. And I was like, I almost made 100K that month. And then I made over 100K. And I was like, shoot, I made 100K. And then I had a month where on the first day of the month, I made like 80 something K. It was like two deals that was added up to be 80 something K on the first day of the month. And then the rest of the month, I just started running it up. It's like, dude. And then I did 100K a month, 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 100K. It's like, dude, that was crazy, man. Because I was looking at these other dudes, and I'm like, shoot, the same dude is like, I'm watching people on videos. They video going viral and stuff. They talking about how they made 100K in a year wholesaling. I'm like, I'm making 100K a month wholesaling. You know what I'm saying? It's like you see all these people out here, man, and like I said, there's a lot of people out there on social media do a bunch of talking and all that stuff, but it's like it all don't matter, man. At the end of the day, it's about who taking action. It's about who really out there getting it, man. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I'm going to hop in the shower, but I keep you on play. I'm listening. That's what's up, Rob. Hey, Rob gonna be on it, man. Hey, Rob, you need to go play it. Hey, Rob, turn this video off. Go get the 10x rule. Go to Audible right now. Go to Audible, sign up with a new email. They're gonna give you a free credit. They probably give you two of the free credits. Use one of them credits to get the 10x rule. Matter of fact, you ain't even gotta go to Audible. Go into your search bar right now on YouTube. You're on YouTube right now. Go into your search bar, Rob. Put 10x rule audio book, full length or whatever. It's gonna pop up on YouTube. Turn me off. Go listen to 10x rule. You thank yourself later. It's like, dude, I'm telling you right now, man, that 10x rule is legit. I'm telling you, man. So have you expanded to a lot of more states? No, I'm really just doing Atlanta and Nashville. Really. It's like I'm really just in Atlanta, not even Nashville, like just the Tennessee area. So that's what I'm really doing. So anybody want to split prop screen 50-50, let me know. I'm down. That's what's up, man. I'm telling you right now, split that prop screen. That's how I got started. Like, for sure, the game changed when I took your advice and added launch control. Hey, launch control is that thing, man. So now I just started my VA sending out batches, trying to get on your level 100K a month slash week. I don't know, man. 100K a week, man. That's tough. But anyways, hey, that's big time right there, man. You got to hit me up on IG. So what do you put all your lists together or separate campaign? Separate campaigns. I separated. What's your smallest deal ever? Shoot, I probably had a deal when I ain't make no money. So I do, you know, but it didn't matter to me, man. Just you just doing business. But I think my smallest one ended up. I was supposed to make $100, but I think I ended up making like 600, like by mistake. It's like the buyer just bought it at a little bit of a higher price, and I didn't even know it. But it ended up being like $600. But it's good, man. I'd do it for $20. So what source have you gotten the most leads from? Probably calling, but texting is right there, like calling and texting right there. So can you answer the question about skip tracing like 1 or 2 properties? Skip Genie. I would use Skip Genie. Yeah, I don't know your question, but I think Skip Genie is what I would use to skip trace 1 or 2 properties. So how many are you closing a month in Tennessee? I don't do a whole ton in Tennessee, maybe like 1 or 2 a month in Tennessee. So True People Search, don't do True People Search. I'm telling you, don't do it. I was doing that at the beginning, and it was like, yeah, it works sometimes, but if you really, really, really need it, use Lead Sherpa, or use Need to Skip, or use Skip Vault, or use Skip Genie. Any of those are good. If you won't get skip trace, you got to pay. That's one thing you're gonna learn. If you want to be successful wholesaling, you got to pay for good skip tracing. You just got to. It's automatic. So man, I'm about to go listen to 10x right. Hey, dude, whoever go listen to 10x rule, we gonna know it because they're gonna be somewhere like posting all kind of crap about how much money they made, how much better their life is, and stuff like that. I'm telling you right now, man, that 10x rule gonna change you, man. I'm telling you right now. Dang, you live in Nashville? You ever need boots on the ground, help with anything? Hey, I'm hitting you up, man. Man, I gotta hit you up, man. Carrero, I gotta hit you up. Gotta hit you up. So, have you ever been in a situation where you had to terminate a deal? Yeah, man. My very first thing I got on a contract, I had to terminate it because the buyer ended up not buying it. It's like this is the way it was, man. Put it on a contract and it was too high. Buyer wasn't gonna buy it at that price. Seller wasn't gonna sell it at other prices. That's when I realized right there. It's like I need to get the buyer in place. I get the buyer in place, figure out how much they would pay for it. Lock the seller down, and then go from there. Right. So have you ever been in a situation? Oh, I already answered that. So, like finding owner contact information from driving for dollar properties. What's the best platform? Uh, Somebody Deal Machine. Deal Machine is the best one. Use Deal Machine. Use Deal Machine. Download Deal Machine. They're gonna let you get a few fruit properties for free. Prop Screen can do it too, but Deal Machine, I would recommend Deal Machine. Get Deal Machine. Download the app. Pay a little thing. If you don't have that money, you need to figure out other stuff anyways, or you need to go to Papa John's, deliver some daggone pizzas, or go drop some people off you doing Uber, or do something. So like, do something to get enough money to pay for that little driving for dollar apps on Deal Machine, and then drive around, take a picture of the property. They're gonna pop up, or click your property on your app. It's gonna pop up. It's gonna ask you, do you want to skip trace it? Skip trace that person right there on the app. It's gonna pull up their number, call them just like that, or send them a postcard just like that. But anyways, I thought that was shut down. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Kimberly J, what's up, man? Been a minute. So everybody, how do you keep from being an order taker from your cash buyer, you're opposed to value property as opposed to a valued property resource. You just bring a lot of value, man. You bring a lot of value. Make sure you continue to grow your cash buyers list, and that way you're sending these properties to other people too. So it's like, okay, if you're not, you know, giving me what I need, there's other people who buying. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you mess with the people who value you. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way it is. It's like you let them know that, and that's just the way it is. But I definitely not an order taker. It's like I'm throwing properties out of them, and it's like, okay, if you don't do what you're supposed to do on this, then it's going to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? It's like now they kind of going after trying to get property, you know what I'm saying? And you know, and you treat people a certain way, you talk to people a certain way, you let them know you about your business, man, and you know, you stand your ground. Like Flipman says, like this is the way my company do things. That's another thing. Set up the way your company do things. It's like this is the way my company do things. And if it ain't done this way, then we don't even want the deal. Just the way it is, man. They got to know you're a company and you mean business. Like this is a company. This is the way we do things, and we mean business. Period. It's like, dude, and we gonna do things this way. If not, you can have the deal. You know what I'm saying? This is the way we do things, man. And if you decide that you're willing to do this, you willing to do that, that's on your that's what you decide, not what they decided for you. You know what I'm saying? So you got to willing to stand ground, man. You got to figure out what your business stand for, what your business gonna do, what your business ain't gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So got to do that. So I got 50 new cash buyers phone numbers from their last. Dang. Dang, can't find everyone though. Only trying the top three numbers. That dang, hey, Jay Will out here putting it out there for y'all, man. So is process of returning the contract smooth or no? Smooth for me. I'm just reaching out to you, letting you know I'm terminating the contract because whatever, you know what I'm saying. And then, bam, send it to them. Long as you terminate the contract before the end of the due diligence period, you good to go. So it's thank you, so proud of you. Hey, Kimberly J, man, I appreciate you coming through all the days, man, way back at the beginning. You know, I appreciate you always checking me out, always checking out the videos, man. I appreciate you. So we don't bend, we don't fold, we don't break. So what do you say to buyers when they try to get a number out of you? What you mean? I got my number. I'm gonna tell them. I let them know how much I want to make. You know what I'm saying? When they trying to get the number you got on the contract for, it's like that don't matter. It's like I'll tell them like, well, I made 30K off my second deal, and it was like, how much you got on the contract for? I told them I got a contract for 215. No. What I had that person 125. It's like I got him on a contract at 125, selling it to you for 155. He's like, you can't come down. No, I cannot. I got somebody who asking me to buy it for 165. I already came down 10K for you. This is like, dude, it's like, what are you talking about, man? There's other people who want these properties. You better pay up right now. It's like, dude, that's just the way it is, man. It's like, dude, bump that, man. What do you got of that? I tell you what I got of that right here. And if you don't want to buy it at that price, I'm going to the next person selling it to them. What you want? It's like, dude, that's just the way it is, man. What do you want? It's like, what do you want me to do? I'm telling you, I got on a contract for this price, but I'm selling to you for this price. And if that don't work for you, peace out. Just the way it is, man. Go find somebody else to purchase that property. But anyways, man, coming on an hour, man. I got to get up out of here, man. Been on here way too long. But I appreciate y'all coming through. Appreciate y'all always supporting me, man. Make sure you like the video. You haven't liked the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. You haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you share my stuff out to as many people as you can. If you haven't shared my stuff, I would appreciate a share, man. As always, thank y'all for coming through. Thank y'all for checking out the video. If you haven't read the 10X rule, go read 10X rule and increase your activity level. But anyways, peace out. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night.